What a crowd! What a
Morning,
crowd! Good morning, Bacon Nation. So good to have you here today. Man, it's a beautiful Thursday morning down here in the Sunshine State. I don't know what it's like for you up there in Indiana or for you over there, Glenn, across the pond, but it's quite nice.
It's actually mellowed down for us. We haven't cracked 80 for a couple days, so It's been a real nice relief. How about you, Glenn?
Well, last week, as you may know that we were all going to die in England because the temperature was set. I think it was 42 degrees. Never been that high before, and everybody thought they were going to die.
That's Celsius for us Americans.
Yes,
it was over 100. It was over 100 degrees there.
Yes.
I heard you guys had railroads ties that were buckling because it was so hot. You weren't made for that.
I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it. Okay. It's I think it's one of those rumor mongering things. I don't know. But all I know is that since that day, it's not stopped raining. So I guess we're not all going to die of heat stroke.
Well, I guess
that makes sense. I mean, that much heat's going to pull all that humidity up in the air, and it can only hold it for so long.
But it's never sunny here, and it rains all the time. So how does that work?
Well, I don't know.
Well, no, that makes sense. I'm originally from America, America's Northwest.
America,
same way. Oh yeah. We're rolling.
I don't take any notice of what the weather says, because over here they say it's going to be sunny and it never is. It's going to rain and it doesn't. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. They never get it right. I just don't understand why they just don't say the sun will shine today.
Maybe
because it will do, won't it? So that's it.
But that's not how the lyrics go.
Well, not responsible.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. There you guys go. Free concert.
Shout out to Johnny. Thanks for the mic check.
Like John Lennon
for some reason, the show, and only when I do the show through Luke, it bumps me off my good mic, so this should sound better.
John Lennon said, "Tomorrow never knows." So
tomorrow never knows. You know what? I never know.
Nobody does.
The truth is, I don't know.
I'm not a smart man.
They've been telling us for forever that we're the only, sentient beings in the universe, and then they send that photograph that the James Webb Telescope took of a single degree of arc of the sky, and there's 1 trillion galaxies in there or something ridiculous, and they say there's nobody else running around. Well, we'll see.
Boy, wouldn't it be cool if we were the only kids on the block, though?
Say again.
So wouldn't it be cool if we were the only kids on the block, though?
I think either way, it's just as scary. If we're on our own, imagine the size of the universe, and we're on our own. Imagine how scary that is. But then again, if there's trillion, literally, I can't even say it, trillions of galaxies with a T, trillions, all with 100,000 million stars in each one. There's got to be one planet with something walking around or running around or swimming around. There's got to be one.
Well, I'm certain there's life elsewhere. The trick is the logistics of us getting together.
Yeah.
Dude, we can't get along with each other.
Oh, no. I mean, that's a whole different ballpark. I mean, the physical, the amount of movement that goes on that we are unaware of because it's our constant state. People are like, oh, we're orbiting the sun. Yay. So we should be right back where we were, except the sun is rocketing through space at an unfathomable amount of speed. The whole galaxy shifting around. So,
anyway, comic books.
Comic books.
Yeah, but don't forget
comic books.
We've got Galactus in this, you see. So
this is what we do.
He couldn't catch us.
Yeah. Rather than get indigestion over the mysteries of the universe that we don't understand, we just write new ones, and we just let's just absorb ourselves into fiction. And
wait, you sure you're not talking the American news media? Anyway, not go.
One and the same, brother. One and the same.
Well, that's funny what Dreaded Dinosaurs put there. He's put, if aliens are real, the US government would find a way to send foreign aid. Is that before or after they bombed it?
Right, yeah. So let's go ahead and jump right into the chat this morning, guys. Let's welcome all of our beautiful Baconeers out there. We've got Dave Brink, Genuine Comics is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Dave. He has. We're talking about our female characters in comic books, some of our favorites, and he's got Perfect 10. And you know what? She's a perfect 10. Perfect 10. Sin Killer's here today. We've got Mara V. Greetings, sinners. Hopefully, I can hear you today. Hopefully, you can. Hopefully, work doesn't do what it did last week, and all is well and good in the universe today. The way Glenn says it's not. It's all jacked up. Anyway. Eric Hawkins, good morning, Baconators. Good morning, Eric Hawkins. Good to have you here today. Ojo's in the house. Good morning, all. Sizzle, sizzle. Yes, definitely sizzle, sizzle. The Ice Queen is here. Hey, y'all. Nice to see you today. Thanks for stopping by. We've got Rich Esplund Jr. Howdy, howdy, folks.
Hey, Richie.
Howdy, it's great to have you. We got Johnny freaking Cage.
Thank you
Mic
for
check.
the
Always
save,
mic
Johnny.
check.
It's been one of those mornings.
Yeah, we got Dreaded Dinosaur. Hail, Dreaded Dinosaur. It's great to have you here today, Eric Hodson. Actually, I just lettered up some pages that he drew for me, and I had somebody, Alvis Luno, did the colors for. Turned out beautifully. Very excited to get those in print. Very excited for that. John B. Pike is here today. Good morning, John B. Pike. Nick, there's something wrong with your microphone.
Yep.
Everybody's like, Nick, microphone now. They're really good on you. Genuine comes like Luke can sing. Luke cannot sing anymore. Luke used to be able to sing. Luke used to get paid to sing. Now Luke gets paid to shut up. That's how that works. Dreaded Dinosaur tomorrow never dies. James Bond. Exactly. Tomorrow. I really love the show The Office, and I'm always reminded of the second episode, Diversity Day, when he goes, I'm Michael Scott, founder of Diversity Tomorrow, because today's almost over. Today is just getting started, but hopefully everybody had a good hump day, and we can coast our way right into the weekend. I'm really looking forward to that. Rich says, well, if you talk to folks from certain trailer parks, we're visited often. Yes, we are. And why is it that it's always the trailer parks that get the visits? Why do you think that is?
Well, you see, I have an answer. Now, you got to bear with me. It starts with the fact that everybody knows God hates trailer parks. That's because tornadoes are just, tornadoes are just like darts thrown. So they always hit trailer parks. So, okay, we know tornadoes hit trailer parks. So trailers constantly are going up into the upper atmosphere in pieces. So any UFO doing a flyby is going to see these bizarre human dwellings that keep randomly appearing. Usually,
and they're going to think that is the superior being, because they figured out intergalactic travel.
Well, yeah. Well, what it is? Imagine there's something coming up to us from the planet below. What is it? We don't know. It has no propulsion. What do you mean it has no propulsion? We don't know why it flies. So they miss the tornado that does the launching, but they see all these metal boxes flying up into space full of rednecks. So the only way they can hope. So they're trying to figure out. They've decided it can't be a technological ability. It must be some kind of extrasensory mutant ESP. So they're studying the DNA. Hence all the probings.
Okay, all right.
That idea is even madder than aliens being here.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. If you can get a British person to consider your humor absurd, you've reached a level of appropriateness.
There was no coherent thought in what you just said. I feel like we are all dumber for having listened to it.
Hamalana.
I'll tell you who knows. Nickel like this. He knows.
Hatch knows.
There you go, Hatch knows. That looks good, man.
I just love that little dude.
I love your line work. Your line work is superior, bro.
Yeah, people say that. I can't believe it.
Great work.
this is going to sound funny, but
Sure.
if I could cast somebody to redo the Babylon 5 comics, because they did a few comics related to Babylon 5, and that is my favorite sci-fi series. I'll stay on it. It has the stuff called writing. Some other sci-fi series might enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
What is
writing?
this?
It tells stories that aren't just agendas. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
it's
heard
stuff
about that when I
Disney
was a
can't
kid.
do. Anyhow, wow, I'm gonna spicy today. But I think that Glenn, if nothing else, just needs to be hired to do all the backdrops. Because in Babylon 5, there were always beautiful nebulas. Like, very rarely was space boring.
Yeah.
The Babylon 5 universe either had, like, the red, swirly hyperspace stuff, or it was these beautiful nebulas behind the fights. And as I was watching an animation that I can't show you guys because he loves to taunt me. And I just see this beautiful nebula in the background, and Hatch comes screaming by looking awesome. I'm like, oh, just like I almost screenshot it to just cut and paste like a picture of Babylon 5 right on there, and I may just do it one of these days.
That's what you can do if you want to.
So Dreaded Dinosaur says if aliens are real, the U.S. Gov would find a way to send foreign aid. I believe that's true. I think here's the thing with the U.S. government. They want to give money to everybody, but the citizens, I think.
Well, I have this interesting theory. Who keeps the receipts?
That guy died.
Yeah.
He suicided himself. He shot himself in the back of the head with a 45 like this.
Oh,
He
yeah,
did this
okay.
right there. He did
I'm
that.
sorry, when you said suicide, I thought of somebody else entirely. But no.
He shot himself 3 times in the back of the head, didn't he?
Right, yeah.
Sort of like that fella in Gary who beat himself to death with a ball-peen hammer by hitting himself 38 times.
Here's
Look
a
at
background
this.
for you.
Can you miracle grow that?
There we go. Nice. Beautiful work, man. Beautiful.
See, this is why I find it hard to both take myself seriously and get caught up by the minor things like a phone ringing, because that image just encapsulates the sense of wonder that I think we're losing because nobody just looks up at the night sky.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Everyone knows. And I do mean everyone knows. Thursday mornings from 9 to
Whenever.
Luke is dishing up a big helping of nerd bacon. Everyone knows. Because for 1 week, I did not broadcast on my Facebook page. And they're like, hey, what happened to Nerd Bacon? What happened to the Bacon Show? And I'm like, what do you mean what happened to the Bacon Show? They go, I didn't see it. I didn't get notified about the Bacon Show. I'm like, oh, I didn't broadcast it to the, like, no, I don't. We got to see the Bacon Show. And so I'm like, all right, put the Bacon Show up there. One of the people that knows that I do nerd was freaking calling me. Like, I'm sorry. I would love to answer the phone. I cannot answer the phone right now.
See, you know what I would love to do? Somebody,
please leave a message.
Please don't provoke me, because I am fully capable of going, boonk, we are live right now on Nerd Bacon. We've got 2,000 followers. You are on speakerphone. Why are you bothering me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick, earlier you just said about the writing on Babylon 5.
Yes.
With no agenda. Well, Straczynski does have an agenda, and that's to show people that good writing can be done.
Okay, you want to know how good JMS, that's my speech impediment. I'm not throwing anything at trying to say his name right now. You want to know how good his writing is? His writing is so good that the prospectus that he handed Paramount, that they declined and then used as the basis for Deep Space Nine, the shameless ripoffs on his ideas. was the best Trek that had come out in recent years, but the storyline was so well written and so convoluted and so separate from the cookie cutter episodic stuff that Roddenberry put out. I love Roddenberry, don't get me wrong, but writing does evolve. That it broke the series, and they've yet to really make a good continuation. They've had to go backwards in time. You know, I don't count Voyager because I don't count that as, you know, that's nightmarishly bad writing. One scene as the macroscope. So his writing was so much better. The universe that tried to rip his writing off couldn't handle it canonically, and it just like the realism just crumbled it, and I find that delightful because I mean this is a man who wrote every major character in his plot line, right? Did a 5-year arc plot, hence Babylon 5. And then every major character had a replacement in the wings and a pre-planned, if something goes wrong, this is what's going to remove that character if the actor leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is just that's atmospheres beyond.
Yeah, that's
you were
that's
just
like
saying,
Eddie Van Halen joining a high school band.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you're just saying there that they, the bigger companies, whatever you call them, stole his ideas and all that kind of thing.
Oh, they did.
Well, I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying that.
No.
That's the same with the Marvel universe. Now, for me,
Yeah.
the answer to the films being crap is to film what Stan Lee and Jack Kirby did. I know you've got to make a few amendments for film, and I understand that, but basically show the stories, which was the reason they bought the copyrights to make the films. And they don't seem to be able to work out what to do with the characters when the history of the characters is what they bought for a reason.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
understand
see,
what I
they
mean?
did that already in the first phase. They took a lot of see in the early 90s.
Well, they didn't, because
when
I don't
was
remember.
getting-
When I read my Fantastic Four #1 way back, Doctor Doom wasn't on that spacecraft that went into orbit. He
Well, here's
didn't
the
have
thing.
he didn't have
Well,
metallic
yeah.
bones and all that rubbish.
Well, Fantastic Four, that's a different studio. We got to be like, at some point, we got to be like, okay, Sony, they just can't get it right, okay?
Well, don't
Because they
the
think,
others
oh,
can.
well, yeah, we know about the character because of what they did, but we know better than they do. That's like, that's like some mechanic in some podunk garage saying, well, I know the engineers at Tesla made this, but they don't really know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you don't be an idiot, So, but what happens was, especially with Marvel, they did a lot of that because then the 90s was built up. Those variations of the stories were built up on history that had already been presented by the writers before them, which does include Jack and Stan. But those movies, that first phase 1 was extremely popular. Now they've gotten through phase 1 and they're starting to go into phase 2, and now they're starting to get into the books and the stories that were in the early 2000s that people just didn't relate with. And the same response is happening. See, my wife has no concern about the politics or anything about these stories. She's starting to watch the new Marvel movies, and she goes, it's just not as engaging. I just don't care about the characters. I don't care about the storylines. It's not like the other ones. I cared about Tony Stark. I cared about these other characters. I just don't care. And I'm like, that's what happened in that kind of the beginning of the wokeness, if you will. Mm-hmm. Whether wokeness started it or not, it wound up going there, but it just had lackluster, and people like me stopped buying comic books during that time. I was an avid comic book collector, but I stopped, and now we're seeing the same thing happening in the movies. It's just, and they say it's because we don't like strong female leads, which is not the truth at all. Because in fact, today's episode is entirely dedicated our favorite female characters, which there are a lot of them, and we'll go over some here in just a bit. But yeah, absolutely, that's my thought anyway.
Yeah, well, it's almost like if you look at the timeline when there was the big drop in comics, I lost a lot of interest when everything went cosmic, and I've always said that. Like even when you're watching the cartoons that grow, the plot line is great. You know, you're following it, and then they switch over to how cool. And I love cool, and I love the rule of cool for visuals. I love the rule of cool for individual actions. You know what I mean? Because that's part of what makes a comic work. You know, that you could do absolutely mind-blowing things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but there always reaches a point, and there has, where two things happen. One, the agenda. You know, when people start, okay, we need to switch to cater to an agenda. It's one thing to have morals or to want to say it as part of your story and have it make sense. It's another to start shifting gears to try to hit talking points. Okay?
True, yeah.
But at the core, I mean, like, I was having trouble caring about Infinity War. You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
Great movie. But I mean, after a while, you know, I'll be watching this and I'm like, who's keeping the little oh God, I can't even say the little store from getting robbed because Spider-Man's up in space, and they always do that. Like, oh, you're ready for the big leagues. It's like, okay, that's great. You're now sitting in some watchtower looking down at everybody, or you know,
it just that sounds a little bit like, so if your story goes political,
yeah,
naturally, then it's okay. But it's like this, like what Eric said, if aliens were real, the U.S. government would find a way to send foreign aid. That's the problem.
How do you know they know?
Yeah, because because the people that were supposed to be taking care of the little guy, now they're worried about outer space. So who's taking care of the little shop owner, right?
Yeah, well, it's the same.
That's the thing. We've elected people, to go up to take care of us, but once they're up there, they start caring about the corporation more than they care about us. But that's me going political, and
that's going political and valid. But my point being, story wise, I don't. It's like, I hate to say it, but this could end the universe. I've heard that many times, or this could end the world. And once it starts getting that big of a stakes, I actually start to disengage.
I actually just start there.
It just, well, you really start to, it just One, I don't believe they're going to do it. So once a comic says this could end the world, my suspension of disbelief usually falls.
But it is only a comic, and they're not going to destroy the world.
Well, right. But
when I decide I'm done with hybrid, that's what I'm going to do.
Is someone in peril? Is somebody going to find out Batman's secret? And I'm using Batman because it annoys me that more people don't unmask him, and how dumb people in Gotham City are not to figure out the only person who could afford it is freaking Bruce Wayne.
And the fact that he's got a tan line.
Yeah, I mean,
right. I mean, it's just this tan.
Well, that's why he only comes out at night. He's trying to hide, not get the tan line. He puts his mask on, then he sprays on his bat concealer, and
my name is not Bruce Wayne. I'm anybody else but Bruce Wayne.
I just want to see somebody hit him with like a slingshot, a lozenge into his mouth. It's
like, oh, guys, come on.
See, I think
you sound just like Bruce Wayne.
The two main problems to me are the fact that they're trying to make them too realistic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll get shot for this. This woke thing is just ruining culture because everybody's worried about saying something because somebody might be offended. Well, be offended. It doesn't kill you.
It's okay to be offended.
Grow a pair. Right? Look, and just think, well, okay, you've offended me.
Most of the time.
Yeah, so am I. But I'm not allowed to be because
I don't call it offended. I call it annoyed.
Yeah, I'm annoyed most of the time currently because I'm a middle-aged white man. Right? I'm not allowed any say.
I thought I was middle-aged.
All right, I'm an old white man. I'm not young. I'm not young.
I don't. At first,
doesn't mean I'm wrong.
I never understood why they never understood why the cool kids got into comics and with the woke thing and all that. They weren't really into
They got into comics because they thought
not.
that old people like us don't know what we're doing.
Right? Or maybe it was
we,
money.
we did it so well, they thought we didn't know what we were doing, so they wanted to do it.
Well, it goes right back to what we started with talking about right before the show. Glenn was mentioning to sum up that as artists, people will always come up to you and try to say, well, you do it so quick, it must be easy. And very often they can't even conceptualize verbally what they want to request, let alone actually put it pencil to paper.
Right, yeah.
And what we have had here is we've had writers for decades lampooning comics. I mean, like, let's be honest, the education system has been anti-comic since it came out. Because, those kids are just reading junky comics. Instead of going, they're reading. And then you have people who, the art's so bad. And so what happened is, after a few decades of hearing that,
Just recently,
do it yourself. If you can do better. And I will credit some of them. You have to credit some of them. They have tried to do it themselves. And the problem is, it isn't better. So what it caused is a feedback loop of where we, a lot of independent creators have said the same thing. I know I could do better than that. I can write better. I can do it. So what happened is a lot of the whining about what was going on in the mainstream media, mainstream comics, went away. It really dialed down because people were too busy making their own independent comics that are better. And that's what I want. It's really easy to get frustrated.
I want to say this before we get too far along.
Yeah.
It's I like it when people respect what comics are. Yeah. A lot of people didn't respect it. And, I just I saw something just the other day about one of the guys that draws Superman is complaining about drawing comics. He's like, I never wanted to. This was my pit stop into a commercial arts career, and I'm like, dude, why are you taking a dump on comics, man? They're paying your bills. You've got fans. Like, people love what you do. Here's the thing. Even in today's culture, if somebody said, hey, would you like to draw Soups? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Of course I would. Why wouldn't I want to draw this character that I've, loved growing up? Even though he wasn't my favorite, by all means, I'd love to do that. Just to contribute to the art form of comics.
That's like a sportsman, a footballer, or a soccer player not liking that team, but he would play for them if they paid him the money. Let me show you this. This is what people don't like. This took me about an hour, maybe even less, a couple of minutes less, to draw that. Can you see it? I don't know whether you can see it.
Yeah.
Pencil work.
Yeah.
It's very light.
And it's not complete, but that's because I'm inking it. I'm the guy doing the inking.
Yeah.
So
right.
But they see that and they say, how long did that take you to draw that? And they want to give you $5 because it only took you an hour. If you said it took me a week, do you understand what I mean? They don't equate the talent with the payment. They think if it takes you a minute, they're going to give you 10 cents for it.
Very true. Dave says aliens hope they'll never meet us. Humans have no
we've been broadcasting propaganda about what shows up to us. Think about it. We've been beaming out into space for decades that aliens come here and they get their butts handed to us. Imagine if they don't understand fiction as a concept.
Well, have you not seen that film Contact with Jodie Foster? Where they get those swastika back, don't they? And they think for a few minutes that the people sending it are the Germans, but they're just sending back that signal they picked up.
Right.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing. I know from my time on this planet doing what I do for vocation, I can tell you, if aliens show up, people are going to try to do one of two things. They're either going to try to eat them or they're going to try to have sex with them.
You say that like they're mutually exclusive. I think they're giving humanity too much credit.
That is my principle of life. Luke. Listen. 3 things. This is when a person when a person sees or an animal sees something that they think 3 things in this order. Can it hurt me?
Yep.
Can I eat it?
Mhm.
Or can I?
Yes.
And if they can't do any of those 3, they go away. They just leave it.
If it's cute enough, they'll make it a pet.
Well, but not everybody has pets. But everybody has to be in fear. Everybody has to heat, and everybody has to procreate. Not everybody, but the species.
Yeah.
So
very good. I like that.
But because that's what the United States Air Force have concluded in Project Blue Book, that if there were these alien creatures around, UFOs, they didn't present a threat to Earth. They didn't say they weren't there. They just said they weren't a threat.
Yeah.
So
here's the deal. Hojo says, I'm really surprised that Marvel hasn't thought of Galactus coming to devour Earth. But we ruined the planet and the climate. And so he refuses because we're so damaged. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that's probably already been pitched. And it's probably a one-shot. Probably one of those big size comics that will come out soon. If you haven't already seen it may happen already.
I have seen that reference that was made, that as a joke was made in Independence Day. Jeff Goldblum loses his stuff.
Yeah.
And starts, he goes, what am I doing? He's trashing. See, if we would have just trashed everything, then they wouldn't have come. And I
took that as a challenge. No, I'm joking. I did not take that as a challenge.
That's the problem. Some Florida man, it infects you. I think Florida might have like a symbiote population that slowly infects because I've watched people convert from not Florida man to like overexposure to the Floridian radiation.
It rubs off a little bit, yeah. Yeah, it rubs off a little bit. Yeah, it's something about it. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, trailer parks. The absurd amount of materials, legal and illegal, that are consumed that alter perceptions. Yeah, absolutely. That's probably why. And nice Billy Madison reference. Thank you very much. Yes. I try to drop a good Billy Madison reference whenever I can. There's a lot of things that I reference, and I realize I'm getting to the age that the audience that finds my references funny or amusing is getting older. And I'm like, why are these old people getting my references and liking them? And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, crap, that happened. So there we are. Dread of Dinosaurs.
Yes, we're when we get there, because if we were to talk about best in media, I would be doing my Babylon 5 happy dance, because I'd actually have to try to get Luke to risk copyright strike to show the best speech ever. But
are you talking about? I just took some illicit drugs. They're not illicit. They're actually very legal, but illegal without a prescription. Yeah.
So in about 10 to 15 minutes,
I have to have them to be alive, guys. Sometimes I forget my pills and I have to bring in my pills to me.
We understand.
Otherwise, I can't hardly move when I get off the stream on their bacon. So, Nick, I'm available to talk Babylon 5 anytime, bro.
Oh, Hojo. We may do that. I've got a couple shows now. I might just do it. I only speak the truth. It's just terrifying. Yes.
We got Rion here. Welcome, Rion. Rion is a channel member. You too could become a channel member. What does being a channel member do for you? Well, a couple of things. Number one, you get special messages occasionally that are just for you. A lot of the content that I'll put out will come out and be exclusive to channel members for a few days before it goes live to the rest of the public. And you get to have this really cool icons and really neat emojis that you can use. So there's all that. Plus, channel members will wind up getting discounts and some free stuff when they back one of my projects.
No bribery there. No agenda there, Nick.
Total agenda. Total
Nick,
agenda.
Listen,
total bribery.
Nick, you'll be impressed by this. The very first thing, not that I bought a lot, but the very first thing I bought on eBay was the Babylon 5 box set.
Bravo.
The very first thing I bought.
Very nice.
Superb.
Oh.
And they're all dying, aren't they? All the cast are leaving us.
Well, I mean, that
That's unfortunate.
unfortunately happens. Not too long ago, we lost Mira Furlan, and that one hit me hard. That one messed with me a bit because, like, I was genuinely afraid to meet that woman because I really believe if she had said, "Go there, do that," I probably would have. I mean, like, I just like it's just the level of competence and how influential her character was. See, sci-fi ruined me for useless people, especially useless women, because, like, I can't stand people who have nothing that they're competent at. And the people right now, that's something people brag about. I can't fix my car. I don't do this. I can't cook. But you know what? I don't care, because when stuff goes wrong, the people who can do stuff are the ones who you want to talk to. And almost all the women on Babylon 5 were incredibly competent. And you look at the whole cast, almost all of them were incredibly competent. I'm having trouble finding ones who weren't. Like,
oh, yes. Babylon 5, great.
Unfortunately, fellas, I'm going to have to cancel myself now because I've got my other show coming up. So,
all right, well, get the heck out of here, man.
Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming in. It's always fun talking. And if we're still around, feel free to pop back.
If the aliens haven't zapped us by next week, then
we'll see you then.
I'll be here, and if they have, we won't know.
Yeah, we won't know.
So I'll see you later.
We'll be in a beautiful slumber. See ya. Rich is right. So people don't value your time. I'll pay you $5 for your hour's worth of work, but you have to pay me $100 for my hour's worth of time, and that's very true.
I was talking to somebody not too long ago. We had to pay a plumber. We had a plumbing issue. It was actually in our heater because we have a boiler, but that requires plumbing because it runs hot water around. And suddenly part of the house didn't work. And coldest day of the year, and suddenly half the house stops working. So he goes down, walks around. He's touching the pipes, reaches back, finds a valve that we didn't even know was there, and it had just through some bizarre been closed. He closed the valve, and he opens the valve up, and a minute later, the water's doing it, and everything's working again. And it was about 100 something for his time. And it's like, we didn't pay him 100 something for the 5 minutes it took him to walk. Literally, it was like 5 minutes. He walked around, went, pop, 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 pop. We paid him for the 20 years of experience,
right?
And the education and stuff,
so that he could fix it in 5 minutes.
Do that. I'm going to be doing my first 2-day show in April. I've never done an overnight convention. I've always gone one day. And I'm very excited. It's a resurrection of a convention my buddy used to run. I went for like 10 years, and then he died, and his friends up there are putting the convention back together. It's called Region Con. When it gets a bit closer, I'll be plugging it shamelessly. But as part of selling stuff, I usually do on-site art where, like, here, I'll draw you up as an anime character or whatever. And it's usually around $10. Sometimes it's 20. It depends on, what's going on. And I'll spend a couple hours just bang, 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 because that was my original booth. And that's literally where I started my making money with art seriously career. Bam, 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 doing this. I'm doing this for somebody, and another person walks up, and you know that person. You can see the sneer. Well, it only took you like 5 minutes. Why should he pay that? And I said, because I've been drawing for 20 years to get where I can do this in 5 minutes. And if you can do better, go talk to the organizer. He's right there, that big 6-foot guy with the mohawk and spikes coming out of his ears. Yeah, you talk to him and say,
get a table,
and you come here and you do better than I do.
Yeah.
And if you do, good on you. If not, shove off.
Yeah, shut up and put up. That's what I always like to tell people. Shut up and put up. And Hojo said I quoted George Carlin on Aliens. Here's the thing. I sometimes don't even know who I'm quoting because I all of this information has come into my life over the years, and I'm certain that I've heard George Carlin probably talk about aliens. It's now become part of my DNA. So yeah. So you're likely going to hear a lot of
those of us of a certain generation, people like George Carlin, Andrew Dice Clay, Louis Anderson to an extent, a few other, creative people. I don't think people realize how many of us were exposed to 80s era stand-up comedians.
Right.
Or like we joke about being unfiltered, but we really are quite filtered.
Yeah, and yeah, we are. We're very but we're not sensitive at all.
No.
And we used to be kind of liberal leaning back then, if that was your viewpoint, which is now more right leaning.
Well, what's happening
before. I don't know, some weird things happening in life.
They're switching the tent poles around to keep the tent up. Because if they solve the 2 or 3 things that we actually divide them by, we'd start looking at it by issues, and then suddenly we'd realize most people agree on stuff in the vast majority, and we get stuff done and not need.
Yeah. Speaking of issues, Rion says aliens use us as an example of what not to do. They fly by telling their kids, "You want to be like them?"
On a clear night.
On a clear night when the winds blow cool, if you hold your ear up, you can hear aliens locking their doors as they fly by. Just
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. We got Aaron Jordan in the chat here. Wolfsbane Comics. Great to have you here today. We've also got Agent Zero Comics. Justin Sweet. Good to have you here today, bub. Nice. Thanks for stopping by. And I popped a link in for everybody. I just want to show everyone a trailer. I'm doing this thing, and we're not going to talk much about this, but I am doing this thing. Okay, so I'm doing my own crowdfund from my own website.
Yes.
I don't have to pay platform fees. All I have to do is pay the processing fees, and the money comes to me directly. Okay, so it directly comes to me.
Right.
Within a few days, goes into my account for my business, so that I can then, as soon as I've reached my funding amount, start working with the printer to get the print done, so that we don't have to wait until the end of a campaign to get the money to start the process. And if I need to increase the number of prints as I go along, he can throw up another, he can go ahead and throw up another quick run of, another 50 or 100 books or whatever. So that's what I'm doing. So on my website, I threw a link in there so people can actually go to lukestonestudios.com. The tabs up the top, you can find it. It's the Hybrids Trade Paperback Volume 1 Remaster, or you can follow that link. But here's a little video I made, and this is not me narrating, by the way.
Welcome to Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. The epic remaster of the original Trash Day arc is now being collected in a standard trade paperback. With more story, more art, and behind-the-scenes information, this book is the way creator Luke Stone intended the story to be told. This special Arrow Comics Remastered edition is full of energy and excitement. Critically acclaimed and one of independent comics' favourite teen books, you are sure to find yourself lost in this expansive universe. So, secure your copy today in this crowd-funded group buy. Once the funds are collected, the books will be sent off to print and delivered post-haste. Luke and the Arrow Comics team have a perfect record of fulfillment. You can pledge with confidence.
So what's that title gonna run, Luke?
$25. $25, and if we get enough people to back it, I'm looking into upgrading from a regular paperback to a hardbound book.
Ooh.
So yeah, so it'd be it'll be the same cover. We're just using the one cover,
right?
But we would, instead of everybody getting a standard kind of trade paperback soft cover, we will go with the hardbound book. So it keeps the pages nicer and stuff like that. So yeah, so looking forward to that. So be sure to go by, check that out, and we're almost there. Be honest with you, we're at like $150 already, and I've kind of just been low key promoting this. So if we can get to the $500 mark, the lettering, I'm finishing up the last of the lettering in the next couple of weeks, and so probably next week I'll have it all done, and then we're doing a quick edit with it, and it's that production stuff's fun. It's the little tedious finishing stuff that I used to hate, but I've kind of gotten used to it and I like it now, because it feels good to click off those boxes and like, okay, this is done, and get that out to the printer. I do have a couple extra bonus pages that I need to put in there, which is I'm looking forward to kind of getting that all together. But yeah, fun stuff. It's a nice little break there for a second.
Oh no, I love that.
Let's talk about women. I agree. Let's talk about women.
I love women. My favorite people in the world are women.
Yeah.
I've spent the last 20 years largely teaching women to sword fight. The vast majority of my students are ladies, and
ladies.
Ladies. Because I grew up on sci-fi, and okay, you've got a ranker. Yeah,
I'm going to ranker.
Belongs there.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman absolutely belongs there.
I'm going to go ahead and throw
this
the
edition
link,
because this is the
best edition.
Yeah, well, I really do believe that the Justice League Unlimited version of Wonder Woman is really peak, and it is a tragedy that she didn't get her own show parallel to the Adventures of Batman and the Adventures of Superman, because what they did with Diana, both as a character and the way they handled her, was just superb. And what I love is, one thing that in one of the editions I was going through, there's a line where she's talking to Bruce, and she goes, "Do you ever wonder why my rogues gallery is so much smaller than the rest of yours? I'm not afraid to finish the job."
Right.
And it's like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Come on now, that is awesome. Like, come on, that's boss.
Yeah.
I don't care. That is boss. William Pace is here. Welcome, William. It's nice to see you here today. Johnny Cage says that you don't pay me for my time. You pay for my quality. How long it takes, it won't matter. Won't make a difference by the time the job's done. And I agree. That's the same way I feel about it. Same way I feel about it.
Absolutely. But yeah, Wonder Woman is amazing. And
so let's get into this. We got Pedro Ang here today. Welcome, Pedro. It's good to have you here with us today. And Johnny Cage says he'd like to why don't you go ahead and read that, Nick? I don't want to read that comment.
I like to teach women how to handle swords too. And Johnny,
that's what she said.
And he does apologize after. I get the joke, and I've had people confused because they see my goofy butt surrounded, at a Denny's or something after practice, surrounded by a lot of women, and it's like, I do not leave this comment. I want to get to Rian's comment,
right.
But if you go beyond the stupid, a lot of times, why I like training women, besides my methods are easier. I don't usually have to work with a lot of guys. You have to fight a lot of ego, kind of tear it down sometimes, because they'll come in almost all taller than me. They're almost all stronger than me, and I have to earn my respect and tear them down before I can build them up. And I hate to put it that way, but it's really the process that comes. And with women, usually it's just vast majority of the time I just have to build them up. And once they get over I don't want to hurt somebody, they take the mentality I have found is much more practical. They're looking at it from fighting from the perspective of the weaker opponent, so they'll just kill you. And I love working with somebody with that level of ruthlessness out of necessity, because you don't have the gamesmanship when you're building. They understand why the basics are important. It's funny, but it goes there. Now, Wonder Woman, what I love about her and why I will say she's better than Supes in a lot of ways is when Wonder Woman loses her powers, which happens every so often, what does she do? She picks up a shield, she picks up a sword, and she goes and still cuts fence and sorts people out.
Right. So
when Supes loses his powers, he's like, "Oh, I have the kryptonite flu. Oh no,
I want to welcome Joe Bockham. We got Joe Bockham here, another one of our channel members. Forget this starts at 8 a.m. not 9 a.m.
Sorry.
8 a.m. for you, 9 a.m. for us. So good
I
morning,
wish
all.
Indiana would pick one time zone and just be on it.
We got Brotep, the N-word nerd, is here with us today. Like, comment,
that's
subscribe.
what happens.
Absolutely.
We
Welcome,
get the
Brotep.
next hour peak right about now.
Yep.
But yeah, Wonder Woman's amazing. I'll sing her praise.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is amazing. I grew up watching Linda Carter as Wonder Woman.
Oh my!
So
God.
I did not see the comic books at all
You were a
until I
man.
was older. I mean, until I was a man. Yeah, it was the TV show that sparked my love for
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, and she's not disappointed, with the exception of like maybe one or two storylines they did, and I didn't really care too much for. Peggy Rang says weapons.
Weapons are strength multipliers. Makes
perfect sense for anyone, men or women, to pick them up. The good old have it and don't need it scenario. Yep, have it, don't need it.
My solution starts here. Yes, Supes she has. Now, I will say this. She's bodied Supes mostly because Supes does that. I'm going to hold back and too slow to get the job done, which is why I get annoyed with Supes sometimes. But yeah, they're...
Linda Carter made a man out of me.
Linda Carter made a man out of a lot of people.
Yes.
Well, I mean, shoot, I can prove I'm a Wonder Woman fan, and that I like. You see up on my wall a cool.
Oh yeah.
Right up next to Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and the original Big Stompy Robot.
There's Wonder Woman.
There's Wonder
Harley
Woman.
Quinn.
Okay, so I'm going to do this. I don't want to accidentally show off anything I'm not supposed to.
I got some stuff, but I'm not going to show it off. I like comic books. I like comic books.
But yeah, Wonder Woman's great. And
yes. Lindsay Wagner as the Bionic Woman was one of my all-time TV faves.
Absolutely.
Yes, the Bionic Woman was great. Now, for TV, for movies, Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, yeah.
Aliens. Ellen Ripley.
Now, see, if we get into that...
One of the coolest characters. I'm not going to say one of the coolest female characters. Let's not use that qualifier.
Yeah.
One of the coolest characters ever.
Yeah.
Just absolutely awesome.
Hard stuff.
This list is all Marvel and DC. Boring. There are tons of great female characters outside of these two corporate nosebleeds.
And trust me,
we know.
I got my little list right here.
Yeah. We're just gonna go through this list quickly, and then we're gonna talk about our list.
Yeah, let's go through their list, because their list is gonna be the big and the obvious.
Yeah, the big and the obvious. So let's go ahead and go through this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and get rid of that comment so it's off the screen. All right, so they say number one, Wonder Woman. I can agree with that a little bit. I disagree with two. Poison Ivy, no. I like Poison Ivy, don't get me wrong.
Well, okay, let me think about this. Strongest? Like raw power? See, a lot of it depends on how they define her, because Poison Ivy, if she really cuts loose with the whole green thing, she's dang near an Omega level threat. I mean,
true, yeah. Kind of like Swamp Thing, but like
but they
with red hair.
They both rarely do, and I have sucker for a redhead.
For a redhead, yeah. Speaking of another redhead, here's Starfire. Starfire makes it number 3 from them. So far,
now,
DC
is
a
lot of this is
at the
popularity of strong women, not the strongest.
Yeah, this is popular. This is people's favorite, okay? And this is ranked by people. You can actually vote on this, I guess.
Yeah.
So at ranker.com, best female comic book characters. This is the rankers. And so far, DC has the top 3 spots.
Now,
And,
you know what? It's interesting. We were just
they've got the top 4 spots.
Yeah, because Catwoman's amazing.
Yeah,
And see, what I like about all these, you look at all these top 4, they're unabashedly feminine.
Yeah,
You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're strong without being, without having to take the guise of masculinity. At no point, to me, do any of them say masculine. They are strong, but they are feminine.
Love how they drew her face here.
Oh,
She
yeah.
looks just like that. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. And they even did the light, like they used to do. They used to shadow out women's
the
face
film noir.
and did the film noir. They did the light. Right across the
Catwoman
eyes.
is at best a noir character,
Oh,
and
yes.
when she's done right and Batman's done right, it's a detective story. It's a chase. It transcends the tights and capes crowd. In like you could pull that all away, and it's still an amazing story.
Okay, Marvel finally makes it in with Black Widow. Now I gotta say, I think Black Widow deserves a higher space. But have you noticed there's three gingers
Yeah.
on this list? In the top 5, 3 of them are gingers.
Yes.
So I think
The others are brunettes. Just saying.
Agent Zero says that the image looks like Ruby Rose. And
Not
it does
wrong.
kind of look like Ruby Rose. Yeah, it kind of does.
But it's a very classic 40s pinup, and that 40s feel, I think, is when the Batman universe makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
There's
Number
your
6,
blonde,
Black Canary.
Canary.
Finally blondes get to come play a little bit. Blondes have more fun, but not in this one. But again, I mean, Marvel is it's DC women.
Yeah.
Like DC, apparently they've really got the women, lock women. But have you also noticed 3 of them are in black, like spandexy type clothes?
Yeah.
Black Canary has always been one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah, she's totally she's one of those characters who's a bit more Silver Age than people want to talk.
Well, I love the relationship between her and Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Like I've got this very like not comic book-esque collection of 3 Green Arrow books where the art is very classic in the way it is. It's very painted, pencils,
Okay, cool.
like colored
I'm
pencil
here
type
for it.
painting. It's just a beautiful book, beautiful series, and it's about a retired Green Arrow and Black Canary.
Oh,
it's kind of the end of their, and he gets back into it, and in it when he does get back into, he's got the mustache that curls up. He's got the old Robin Hood hat, and he's using a standard bow. I mean, we're talking like old school.
Yeah.
Like when he does get in there to start doing some fighting. Yeah, it's very great. Zatanna, another DC character.
People sleep on Zatanna. She actually made my handwritten list. People sleep on her. She had mojo. Magic does not get. Hey, you have a valid standing. I will we need to certified valid. You know what I mean? I have no problem with that.
Right.
But Zatanna is one of those characters who's got a lot more juice than people. They did a whole episode about somebody thinking that Zatanna was part of the weakest part of the Justice League, and they thought they didn't have to factor in. I'm dead serious.
Nuts. Okay, Scarlet Witch makes the list, and here's the thing: I think as far as powerful goes, she she should definitely be up there. Now, here's the thing: I think that DC has more popular female characters, but I think Marvel has more powerful female characters.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Because you've got to put Phoenix up in there.
Yeah, because power distribution in the Marvel universe weighs heavy on the scale of female.
And power in general, Marvel goes cosmic and it goes big powers much farther than DC does as a scaling.
Yeah.
For the
majority.
majority.
You've got Jean Grey, another ginger, yet another ginger.
So what they're telling you is, if you want to be more powerful,
Scarlet Witch,
see a redhead.
Ginger.
Yep.
Yeah. What they're
Now,
saying
see,
is if you're a ginger, which makes sense because I've got gingers in the Hybrids universe.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes. I do want to say one more thing about Scarlet Witch before we go down any further.
Sure.
For me, there's a rank of power, like raw potential, versus control. And while she has, reality warping power, the fact that she can't control it due to her mental state pulls it way down for me.
So I'm glad you mentioned mental state because Jean Grey's another one with a mental state issue, right? Marvel plays up the broken woman too much.
Yes,
they
absolutely.
use that trope way too much. But here's the thing: they don't just use that trope for women; they use it for men too. That mentally fractured, which makes me think did Stan maybe when he was writing some of these characters did he struggle with mental illness?
That's one of those I'd like to
or did he know
research.
Someone that did? Yeah.
Not only that would be a great episode to talk about how mental illness is, reflected.
And let's do that. Next week, let's talk about that. That'll be next week's Nerd Bacon. And we'll promote the crap out of it. Because there's a lot of characters that have mental illness. And we'll talk about all the comic characters that have mental illness.
I like that.
And then eventually we'll do a ginger comic book characters and find all the ginger comic book characters. Because there's another one.
And what's funny is you never know for sure, but I think that is her natural hair color.
It is. Naturally, she's blue with red hair.
So
she is Nightcrawler's mama.
Yes, she is. Nightcrawler's mom has got it going on.
Yeah, she does.
But I'm absolutely here for Mystique. That's another one of those great characters who.
Buddy Lord says ginger hair is a mutation that's rare, was considered to be exotic. Still is, really. Lots of guys have fantasies for pale-skinned, red-haired lasses. Yeah.
Lots of us are related to pale-skinned and red-haired lasses.
Yeah. I mean, Doctor Who wanted to come back as a ginger.
Never did pull it off.
Now here, Storm needs to be.
Why is she top. This low on this list?
11? Not even in the top 10. I call shenanigans, my friend. Shenanigans.
Especially if we're going raw power, again, you've got a literal Omega level threat. This is one of those who could singularly end the world if she chose. And unlike our girl Scarlet Witch, she is a much more contained mental state. However, even Storm has a severe break in that she is extremely claustrophobic to the point of it being mentally debilitating.
Right. Again,
it's interesting that
kind of a mental illness.
This is one of those in mainstream comics that bothers me. The percentage of high-powered women in the supposedly woke mainstream who have a mental illness as their weakness.
Right.
I mean,
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we can talk about that one next because.
No, I know. I'm throwing the ideas while they hit.
I think there's something there.
Because you don't find that in the indie comics I read.
No.
I mean, and when I start looking at my list of, the stuff that I read a lot of, because,
Storm is legit, though, man. I mean...
Oh, yeah. I'll never bash
I know Agent Zero is all about Storm. That's his favorite.
Yeah. And I like She-Hulk.
Wait. Look at that. She is my favorite all-time Marvel superheroine. You know what? You can just take that heroine out of there. All-time superhero. She's my... Yeah. I think that it's... I don't know, Agent, but after I've talked to you, I don't know that... I think she's your favorite comic book character. Besides Chrome Dog. Because, I mean, Chrome Dog was designed by a really cool guy. He knows his way around designing characters. Barbara Gordon.
Now, okay, I got a couple questions. Okay, I see the answer. Why they said Barbara Gordon and not Batgirl is because the transition from Batgirl to Oracle is so important and so significant. for her
Barbara
character.
Gordon. Yeah.
And I will say Oracle's representation done right if they hadn't involved sexual abuse as part of the character transitioning. I don't
That's
think
dope
that was
art,
necessary.
though. Whoever did that, they're really good at drawing the
Oh yeah.
an athletic female figure. I like that. Very good work. Raven.
Right now, there's another people sleep on for
Sleep
raw
on Raven.
power. Oh my! People don't want to talk about the kind of magic users in, especially Marvel. They just want to put it aside.
Oh, I miss Frog G's in the chat. Want to welcome Frog G. Hey, Frog G, what's up, bro?
Because you got to take somebody like Raven who can just say this character is no longer there. They're in another dimension, and really weirder things.
And I mean, her dad is like a total jerk.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen. Let's do two at once. We got Spider-Gwen and Psylocke. Psylocke. I agree with that. Psylocke is awesome.
Now, Spider-Gwen is an interesting character because I've seen her done really well. I have seen her done really well. Oh, no.
Buddy Lord says Raven has not slept on in the Gothic girl loving community. No, she is not.
No. I'm talking when we talk power levels. Just yes.
And Johnny Cage does make a good point. They had 3 characters that were Batgirl at the same time, so it does get confusing. And yeah, so it's not so much about Batgirl as it is about
Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
And there is a character who her power comes from her ability to prevail in face, and that's wrong.
Spider-Gwen's okay for me.
She's a neat character, but the problem with Spider-Gwen is the same problem I have with one of my favorite characters of all time, Harley Quinn. They're newer characters that their respective firms oversaturated very hard, very quickly, even though I love them. Now, I would love to see more Psylocke. X-23.
The daughter of Logan, genetic daughter.
Yes, the genetic clone daughter
from his DNA. Yeah.
I am an absolute sucker for a ruthless female character. I was talking to my wife about this. It's why I almost always like the bad girls better. It's the Scarlet Baroness. I will always have, even though redheadedness is awesome, I will always have like a malfunction around the Baroness subclass. You know what I'm saying? And X-23, as she matures,
I think it's kind of dumb that they made Betsy Braddock Psylocke into Captain Britain. Yeah, it's a little creepy. Hojo thinks that X-23 is lame.
Well, it was very forced, and a lot of people felt like this was the case of it felt like they were taking the Wolverine moniker, forcing a swap out.
Yeah. They could have done it better. I liked
the concept. I like the ruthlessness.
Supergirl I'm okay with.
Supergirl's just classic. Now, I didn't watch the show, so that version, but Supergirl's classic, and there's a wholesomeness to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But there is not to Emma Frost.
Oh, now Emma Frost. Okay, let me explain something. I love Emma Frost because it feels like, and I'm going to have to go in the deep geek file. There is a specific episode of The Avengers. Now, when I talk about the Avengers and my favorite Avengers, I'm talking about John Steed and Mrs. Emma Peel. Diana Rigg, back in the day. One of the hottest women ever to walk the earth. Short skirt, long jacket. But there is an episode where she's infiltrated basically a Hellfire Club, sadistic, hedonist bad guys. And there's an outfit and an attitude, and they completely, when I saw Emma Frost, I'm like, I know what they did. They took that whole, who she was pretending to be on that episode, and made one of Marvel's best characters. They used that as sort of the framework.
Yeah.
I mean, brilliant.
Frost, great. Gamora.
Now that is a character design we don't see much of Gamora lately.
No.
Gamora's a neat character in
She's
that
very
again.
naked in this.
Yes, she's very
costume.
naked. That would be difficult to fight in, and like, I love the female form more than nearly anybody. But when you have a character who's a martial character, and come on, Gamora's thing is she's the most deadly woman in the world.
She's not gonna.
universe.
Yeah. That's not gonna stay.
Yeah, she's gonna wear stuff that
Yeah.
helps her do her job. She would have pockets, you know.
She would definitely have to have pockets somewhere.
I'm
I don't know where
has
she's putting that sword.
Holsters and
Yeah, I don't know where she's putting that sword.
I don't want to know. That's problematic.
Domino is a cool character.
Yeah, I love a good
little extra
roguish
luck.
character.
Yeah, just a little extra luck. Pretty cool character. Here's Black Cat. Who was looking for Black Cat?
Yes.
21.
Yeah. This is a lot of this. If you look at
Johnny Cage says she can fight in that. I'll find a way. I know.
She could. I'm saying she could. I have no doubt with that.
Buddy Lord says Emma Frost always seemed mad to me. She was like an egregious creature demanding
Respect, obedience without obedience.
Obscience. Okay, there we go. Without earning any of it. Yeah, okay, I get that. Frog G. No love for magic? No love for magic so far.
Well, and this list is very much just a popularity of strong characters.
She-Hulk. She-Hulk is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
She's a fun one to draw, too.
She-Hulk, I'm going to say this, and anybody doesn't. If you are intimidated by tall or powerful women, you deserve to be intimidated.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Valkyrie. Here's Valkyrie. I'll tell you, this Valkyrie doesn't look anything like the other Valkyries.
Okay, this drives me bonkers. The whole Lady Thor arc. It's not that I don't like Jane Foster. Jane Foster was a pretty cool character. And I'm a sucker for a no-power... Well, a no-power character and the idea of an EMT dealing with the aftermath. I mean, it's one of those where I can see... And note I said EMT Jane Foster.
From the comics, yeah. Not the scientist, Jane Foster.
Not scientist. That was a character who showed a different kind of courage that I could respect.
And you know I like the non-powered characters as well.
Right. That's my big hang up. But the Thor jump to her didn't quite... For me, because you take somebody who's an EMT, somebody who's about fixing people, the Thor power set and mentality doesn't, to me, fit real well. If she had been a cop, it would have fit better. But it's a different... I've known
but
too
here's
many
the other
EMTs.
problem that I have. So here's my problem with Valkyrie, and mostly with the Marvel Universe, the movies, okay?
Yeah.
Is now they're calling her King Valkyrie. She's not a king. She's a queen, okay? Because we don't call it King Elizabeth. It's Queen Elizabeth. You can be a queen and still be the primary ruler, that has the power, right? But it's that stupid wokeness being stupid about that, right? Now Valkyrie's a cool character, and I like the actress that plays her. I don't care about that, so much all that other stuff. But she's a great actress, and I think that I just don't. This new phase of Marvel, I just don't feel like they're doing the characters justice. It's not likable for me.
I'll be honest, and this may shock, with the exception of I think Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi was awesome.
I didn't even watch Endgame. I had Endgame spoiled, and I had so many of the things come up. The first thing that's really interested me, I think I watched 2 of the Spider-Man movies, but I haven't gone any further than that. The first thing that interests me is the She-Hulk movie. The She-Hulk movie series
TV show? Yeah.
actually interests me. I know it's got flaws, but it looks like it could be a good time.
Buddy's making a great point. Not that Captain Marvel.
No,
That's exactly what
guys,
I was going to say.
Guys,
not that one.
No, I am okay. I am totally okay with Captain Marvel. I'm totally okay with her being the way she is. Now, bear with me. See, everybody's paused and looking at why? Rogue is coming. When you see Captain Marvel, you see a character who may be annoying or offensive or whatever, or overpowered, whatever.
Welcome a new member, Frog G.
Woo! Woo! Thank you, Frog.
I gotta get a celebration thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I got one. Forgot about it. New member! Everybody dance. Yes.
Woo!
Thank you, Frog G. Appreciate that very much.
When I see Captain Marvel soaring through the air and being obnoxious, all I see is a giant Duracell. Because my girl Rogue is going to get a hold of her. And she's going to slurp and burp her like a Capri Sun.
Right?
And see, so don't worry about her.
Invisible Woman. I like her. She's not my favorite. Here's Rogue. Finally, we got Rogue.
Rogue is one of the best characters in the X-Men universe. She's one of the best characters in Marvel, and she has one of the best. Her powers are incredibly powerful, but come at a dangerous cost. And
I love her story with Gambit.
Her and Gambit, the love that can never be consummated. That
it can't be a physical love for them. It's all emotional. It shows us what real relationship is.
Yeah.
In a generation where it's always physical. If you're hooking up one night stands and you have sex with someone before you even know their favorite color, here's a relationship where all they can do is stare longingly into each other's eyes and get to know each other.
Yeah.
They'll never be able to have a family.
Yeah.
Because they can't. It's such a beautiful.
It is
and tragic love story.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, bittersweet tragedy, and that's what's called good writing, because it's not a superhero trope; it's a human trope.
And Blue Teddy wants to know, why is Rogue so far down on the list?
Because they're wrong.
Because they're wrong. Because their list is wrong.
They have the right to be wrong. Because technically, Rogue should be able to slurp and burp just about everybody on this list.
And I totally agree. Gambit is the best of the bunch when it comes to the X-Men. Gambit was my favorite character. I collect all of his books. I've got his first appearances. I collect the action figures. I'm telling you, Gambit was my boy. Remy LeBeau.
It goes Gambit, Nightcrawler, and they're very, very close.
Let's welcome past Master Dan. It's great to have you here today. Thanks for being here. And Gambit is Jubilee without boobs. Yeah, kind of. Well, Jubilee.
You might have the spiciest comment of the day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just want to remind people we have a new member. Thank you again, Frog G, for being a new member.
Oh.
You, Johnny. So you are correct. Absolutely.
Well, have you noticed? Yeah, in a lot of the superhero teams, the best characters are the ones that aren't. They'd hold the Lancer role. They're the ones that are a little distant from the main crowd, and they usually have alternate motivations. They're the most interesting. They're the most compelling characters because you have to work to write them.
So I got to show this off, okay?
Yeah.
So you're talking about one of those characters, and I've got one of those. It's this character named Link, and Link is kind of a backwards character. These are the metal prints that we just got in from, and these are going out to a few select people who ordered them on the last campaign. But Link is one of these characters, kind of like one of these kind of auxiliary characters off to the back. you're not really sure what his motivation is. He's got a different kind of power set. He's not real, he's on the verge of being powerful, but he's still kind of squishy. But here we've got this scene on the cover where Trash Man, this brick, is, kind of broken and busted, and this squishy character steps up to defend, which is cool because, it says a lot about this guy's character, which we deal with in the next arc, trying to repair him. But so that's really cool. And that artwork was done by Nitho Diaz, who is actually now a Marvel artist. So he's a little more expensive than he used to be, unfortunately for me. But he did do the cover, the pencils, for the next book, which I can't show because it's a huge spoiler. But yeah, so he did that. He did that work. He also did this print, which is the a couple hybrid ladies. That's Chlorine, another one of my favorite characters, and a new character that I created. Her name is Molly Rayner, and she is going to be known as the Necromancer. She was a trauma nurse with the hybrid ability to be able to help resurrect people and heal people. Like so she's got like healing powers to like the nth degree. So she can kind of resurrect, and if someone's dead, she can reanimate, but she can't resurrect. So she can, in essence, cause zombies to come up and fight for her, which that will happen one day. It'd be really cool. But yeah, so he did that artwork too, and this was colored by Dreaded Dinosaur. This one was.
I want to comment
did the colors for that.
On the glory of the proportions on that, because those are beautiful women, but they're also they're incredible. They're realistic proportions.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
They're realistically beautiful women.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen hot, attractive women who look not terribly unlike that, like at the mall. I dig that. Now, yeah. Huntress is another neat character who.
We got Wise Guys here today. Welcome, Wise Guys. It's great to have you. Yes, Huntress.
The darker vigilante, the whole thing with her going after the people who killed her dad and having a bit more of a likelihood of dropping bodies. The whole birds of prey thing was a great concept. It just wasn't usually handled well.
Johnny messaged me so that we can get you on on some of these, because I'm going to do a ladies of the Hybrids universe kind of picture book, not porn or anything like that, like what some people do, but I do want to kind of highlight some of the female characters because they're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so I'll do, but it might turn out to be just a collection of pinups that I've had drawn of all the characters over the years, so different covers and things like that. So, I mean, a whole book, like an art book full of Hybrids art would be cool. And I would love to have some Johnny Cage art in there. The Necromancer, nice. She. The funny thing is about the character, she's Puerto Rican, okay? And so I made sure it was like on the first, you talk about the proportions for that character.
Yeah.
When he first come back, I was like, she has a bigger backside than that. I said, we got to give her a little more rump. And he goes, not a problem. I can do that. And so, so we gave her a little more rump, and I was like, and obviously when we color, we're like, she's Puerto Rican, she's got to have darker skin, but we don't make a big deal about the fact that she's Puerto Rican, but there's, that kind of like blend of flavor, but that goes into her. What's funny is I wrote her this Puerto Rican trauma nurse before I went into the hospital. The character was created, and one of my favorite nurses was a Puerto Rican nurse named Jenny, who just absolutely took care of me. And even when I came home, she helped my wife get acquainted with all the medicine and stuff. Just a tremendously amazing person. And so it's like now my Molly Rayner is almost a tribute to one of the best nurses that I had.
You know what? That's how you get good characters. The real life inspiration.
We're not doing any cheesecake, buddy. We're not doing that. We're doing good stuff. We got 24 Eyes here. Welcome, 24 Eyes. It's great to have you in the chat today.
Bacon and eggs over here.
Yeah, some bacon and eggs, right? Yeah. So again, I always want to thank the new channel member, Frog G, Once we get to 10 channel members, we're at 6 now. Once we get to 10 channel members, I will be sending out a sticker pack of all of the stickers that I've collected from all of the campaigns to one of them. We'll pick one of them and we'll send that out. And so every time we hit a milestone with our members, we'll be sending out fun stuff. And occasionally I may just, private message all of them in the comments, do a comment for everybody and say, hey, DM me your PO box, whatever. And I'm going to send you some stuff because I just want to thank our channel members for helping us out and, believing in what we're doing. It helps me make more and more content. So if you're not already a channel member, 4 more, and we'll be giving out some free stuff. So consider. It's only like $3 a month. So, and Past Master Dan says cheesecake can be tasteful.
And tasteful.
It can be tasteful, but I haven't seen any that I like. Like they draw feet weird. Like there's people that are really like that. They're making their money right now doing cheesecake, and I just think it's terrible. Batwoman finally in the mix at 28. We're gonna move right over that one. Wasp at 29. Wasp, okay, all right, I get that. Kitty Pryde.
And they went to the way back costume with Kitty.
They really
Kitty Pryde
did.
is a neat character.
Yeah.
And she's another one of those who has a really good developmental arc and doesn't.
She's almost a ginger here, though.
Oh yeah, she kind of rocks the auburn. I dig it.
Yeah. Hella.
That tells you that this has to be a by favorites because she's literally the Asgardian keeper of the dead. This is a fairly powerful character.
Yeah.
Hella. Yeah. She's hella fresh.
Chlorine is cool looking. Thank you, wise guys. I do character design for people too. If you like the way my characters look, I do character design for people. I'm cheap. Did you know I do character design for $100, Nick? $100. Wow. I'll do a character design for you. And I don't own any of it. I give it all to you because it's all yours. Yeah. $100. And wise guys likes, he liked Huntress growing up. I liked her too. She's never one of my favorites, but she was always kind of cool.
She has a good angry noir spice to whatever she's in.
Yeah. Join the channel for Luke's favorite recipes. Yeah. Bacon recipes. I'm sure I can remove bacon from wrapper. Place bacon in pan.
Cook till bacon.
Yeah. Bacon. We are bacon nation. It is great to have everybody here with us today. It's a lot of fun talking about these characters. We got Talia al Ghul.
Okay,
on the list.
Talia. There's a whole different category of strength. I mean, yeah, she's an amazing fighter, but that's expected. But Talia's strength is much like the later arcs of Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, there's a mental fortitude there.
Long-term perception and analyzing people, playing them against each other, and just unwavering loyalty.
She's a chess player.
Yeah,
a chess player. Yeah, Batgirl finally on the list because Batgirl has had a few different iterations. Mira, I think Mira is lower on the list now because of Amber Heard. Speaking of Amber Heard, I think I'm going to do a new segment on my channel called "Do You Heard?" Quotation marks are around Heard, and I'm just going to read Amber Heard tweets every once in a while. Like that's going to be the whole thing. I'm just going to go to Amber Heard's Twitter and just read her tweets.
Really?
And it's going to go, "Do you heard?" Yeah. I think I'm onto something there. Leave a comment if you like. I don't know, dude. Do you heard? Katana. Katana's a cool character.
Now, again, this is one of those that recently has had a couple really good. It's either The Batman or Beware the Batman, and forgive me, I flipped the titles. I think it's Beware the Batman, which is a CGI version that came out. they dug her and a bunch of the older, really neat, the characters you don't see, like Magpie and was it Professor Pig, which sounds like a terrible dorky name, but and had Katana coming in because Alfred was aging out and he wanted Bruce to have someone who could watch his back.
Yeah.
So he hired her as Bruce's limo driver, and then let her slowly prove herself by learning what's really going on.
Yeah, but it's, like Past Master Dan says, a soul drinking blade. What could be better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool character. Very cool character. Let me see who else is on there. Enchantress finally makes it on the list.
Now, there is somebody who, an evil character with like the love fixation. It's fast.
Yeah.
That has depth.
But again, another mental illness character.
Yeah.
Another one. Death.
Oh, Sandman Death. Yes, absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. When it's all over, I'll be the one to put the chairs on the tables and turn the lights out on the universe. What a perspective. Oh.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed though that soul drinking blade, she never uses on a ginger. Because they're soulless.
And the soul blade shatters because, they cancel each other out.
What is wrong with Auto? I don't even know. But yeah, Death. Very popular cosplay too.
Well, it's an incredible character design. There's Red Sonja.
Red Sonja finally makes it onto the list. Then we've got Jessica Jones. That's an interesting piece of art for Jessica Jones.
Yeah, that is. You don't see her often in her, at least lately, in her super heroine guise and that prime happiness.
Hot girl. Whoa, another ginger.
Oh, well.
Whoa. Hello.
That was unexpected. I'm not sure that must be from Supergirl.
Maybe, I don't know. If that's what? Whoa.
But Hot
Girl's
a great character torn between two worlds. Yeah. You've got loyalty issues, lots of depth there, and she beats the tar out of people with a giant semi-magical mace.
It sounds like a Tuesday for me.
Well, yeah, redemption arcs. There's totally underappreciated. Elektra, okay.
Frog G says, "Hello, Bernie." Yeah, like woo. Okay. What did I just see?
She was okay.
Electra's pretty good, yeah. Electra's okay. Does not make sense that she would fight with Asai. Because here's the thing. Asai requires great strength to be effective. Because it's not this sharp. It's Asai in martial arts that's more like what a brick would use. That's not, it's not typical of a small framed person to use size.
I will argue with that a bit.
Well, feel free.
Well, because the size an Okinawan defense weapon, it is literally meant to be as safe as it was a policing weapon, in that you could block swords with it, but they didn't want it to be fatal. It's a weapon of redirection and application. Remember, the Okinawan people in general were not terribly large.
Yeah.
And
I'm just, I think about, Raphael. The reason why Splinter gave Raphael the size, because he's a very go at them kind of guy, but he's also, so he needed a defensive weapon rather than an offensive weapon.
Exactly.
That's why Leonardo, who's very defensive, actually got the offensive weapon. And that's why a weapon's normally used with two hands, or with two hands, he has one in each hand, so that he has, so that he kind of forms and forces their fighting style.
Yes.
But because, this big brick defensive, because it does take that, well, anyway, I'm not making my point well. Anyway,
No,
Electra.
I see the point. I'm just talking from having fought with them for a while, and now I do a lot of big guys.
Wise Guys has got to go. Nice to see you, buddy.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
see you.
stopping by.
A lot. Okay, that confuses me. Sorry that what came up confuses me. You know what? No, I'm gonna we'll drop the side thing because I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole too far.
Yeah.
But
Power Girl
mirrors my parry daggers very effectively, and I've used size and trained them. Power Girl. Who is this?
It's Power Girl.
No. Scroll
Sif.
back up. I'm genuinely confused here.
I don't know. This is not Power Girl.
Did they put
I'm
the
used
wrong
to.
image? Because I'm blind.
Maybe I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but let's move on. This is a long list. We've got Sif. Sif is okay. Yeah, she's pretty good.
No, why wasn't she?
I feel like Sif got shortchanged.
Yes.
In the MCU. Magic, there she is. Magic finally made it to the list at 44. Oh my gosh. There's something wrong with this list, I'm telling you. Killer Frost? You don't even get to see her head. You just cut that right off and all you get is a body shot. Gwen Stacy. Gets the
Okay.
list. Sheena. Okay. Sheena, okay.
I put Sheena a lot higher. I mean, she's among the female barbarian class. She should be parked right around Red Sonja.
Yeah.
Silver Sable. Why is Silver Sable at 48? A professional. She runs a mercenary organization that takes on both heroes and villains, high-level threats constantly. She is a bad woman, and the last
Sif was
Marvel
too
comic
based.
I ever bought.
Sif was too based. That's why they didn't use her. And based, I've learned, is a good thing or maybe a bad thing. I'm not sure. I'm either problematic or I'm based. I can't remember what. I've had people tell me I'm both.
You're both, Luke. You're definitely both. It's a matter of perspective.
No Saturn Girl? Who knows? We'll get to Saturn Girl maybe.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, we still have a third of the list.
Yeah.
I would have accepted. So, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, let's keep going. Silver Sable. Oracle finally made it to the list. Spider Woman. Jessica Drew is on the list. Siren. Another.
There's somebody you don't hear out of.
Well, you know, because it's like she's kind of like the Marvel version of Black Canary.
Yeah.
Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think Nebula was cooler in the movie.
Oh, much.
I think, yeah.
The movies did a. Now,
Crystal.
Crystal's another neat character who they just can't seem to handle right.
Really?
She's done okay in some of the animated things.
Yeah.
But they can't live action Crystal to save her. Same with Medusa.
That here. Yeah, Medusa. They've tried in the in that one TV series, or was it a movie? I can't remember what it was. But she was okay.
She's been much more formidable in some of the Ultimate era like Spider-Man cartoons.
Julia Carpenter.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
55. All right. Silk. Cindy Moon, DC Universe. Yes, this is the Spider Girl, DC Spider Girl. Doesn't get a lot of love. Great costume design on this one.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like Spider-Man done right. Wait. Scroll back up for Polaris. This woman in an alternate universe nearly conquered the planet. She's Magneto's daughter and almost as powerful when she's still active as his daughter as Magneto himself, and she keeps building up and surpassing him. They're not doing right by Polaris.
No, they don't even have. Yeah. All right, but here's the deal. So Miss Marvel is 58 on the list, right?
Okay.
This is a public list. This is everybody gets to vote on this thing, right?
Yeah.
And they wonder why the Miss Marvel TV show is not doing as well. Like, oh, it's because of the people that hate the friggin' they hate this stuff and they're MAGA people or whatever. No, it's because Miss Marvel is 58th on the list. She's not a cool character.
I've seen her done well. The problem is they then immediately tried to reinvent her.
Yep.
Magma's fun. I love fire. Okay, stop. Peggy
Carter.
60. Peggy Carter is one of the best things to be expressed out of the entire MCU. Like everything that came off of it. The Agent Carter TV show is one of the best things Disney put out since they acquired Marvel. And she's drop dead gorgeous. I mean, like, just yes.
Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane was fun. Wolfsbane,
Yeah, she's okay.
but again, there's nothing really wrong.
Mary Jane Watson.
Well, okay, wait. How can you have Helen Bertinelli separate from Huntress? That one does not make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Because they're trying. I guess I don't know. Cecilia
I'll be honest.
Reyes.
I don't know her,
Okay,
so I can't.
Aurora. Okay.
I like the character design.
Karma. Okay. Darkstar. Man, I mean,
Darkstar has some juice. I've seen
Sage.
Darkstar.
I'm not seeing any of that. Like really
Buffy
weird up.
freaking Summers. Yeah. Okay. We're
69. Buffy.
wait.
Mantis 70. Mantis. That's about the right spot for Mantis, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Buffy. I didn't realize Buffy would be in the list. I could.
Donna Troy. Okay. All right,
Wait,
there he goes.
we have to pause because
Yet another
my
Spider
buddy
Woman.
Jody McPhee is not here to rage about that, but I'd lay good money he'd be raging about the placement of Donna Troy. But go on.
Yeah.
I just want because she's held up with Wonder Woman pretty close over the time.
Nova. Echo. Sharon Carter. Yeah, again, I'm like, okay, Firestar.
Firestar, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right. That's all right. Misty Knight. She looks like a cool character. Why do I not know of her?
Is she Heroes for Hire?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think so. I think I
cool
remember.
character.
Now, Cassandra Cain was a great Batgirl. She was.
Yeah.
You want to talk mental damage? She was nonverbal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Again. So next week, when we're talking about mental, like superheroes with mental illness, that'll be cool. Stature is in there. Venus. Yeah, she's about in the right spot. Courtney Whitmore. Danielle Moonstar. Wonder Girl. Wonder Woman's number 1. Wonder Girl. 83. Just about dead last. Yeah. Iron Fist. Misty Knight. There we go. Okay. I did not watch the Iron Fist series because I just wasn't a fan of the character in the comics.
Okay,
Angela?
they brought Lady Death up. I
Lady
did not
Death.
expect to see. She's an OG. I mean, like, you can't look into her at all if you want anything, friendly. But,
PG. Not PG, Gypsy. Megan. I like it's just, hey, what's your name, Megan? Hawkwoman. They just have some cosplayer's picture. What the heck? The thousands of sequential art done of Hawkwoman. And they pick a cosplayer.
I bet this was the cosplayer adding it to the list.
Yeah. Yeah, Frog G asked, did Lady Death make the list? And then
Yes.
he immediately showed Lady Death. So it's like,
Yes.
So speaking of oracles, Frog G might just be one. Jubilee finally down here at 89.
Okay, wait. Pause for a moment.
Sure.
Everybody following this list, I'm not trying to bait rage in the chat, but this list has the audacity to say every character following is less powerful than Jubilee.
Jubilee makes fireworks.
Fabulous.
She basically is Gandalf in the first in the first bit of Lord of the Rings.
Basically.
When he makes the fireworks. Do not take me as some cheap conjurer of tricks.
Yeah, that'd be Jubilee.
That's my best Gandalf voice.
Nicely done.
Hope you like it.
Because I'm seeing an absolute BS following.
That was Megan with 2 G's and double T's. Hojo, I think that one wins the chat today. Holy cow, that's hilarious. That's funny. Quake?
Now, okay.
Forgot about her. I actually
That's
forgot about
Sky from Quake is also Sky from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
Oh! Balderdash! Balderdash! You had two on God's green earth. What kind of ignorant, arrogant, brain-dead, genetic reject?
Emotional damage.
Don't you emotional damage me in the middle of this. How dare they have their child below Jubilee, that little sparkler tossing bimbo? I'm sorry. This is an outrage. You want absolute, utter ignorant. You have read nothing. Nothing. You have failed. Good day, sir. Good day. They are wrong.
Jubilee Ignite stuff at subatomic level. Oh. They wasted that character. They did waste that character. She could do a lot better than that. Be sure to consume active cultures. Feed that pile. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Doing my best. Clips that rant for Bacon Bits. Yeah, so one of the things I'm doing is I'm actually taking little clips of our show. I'm going through and trying to find little clips. I'm going to call them Bacon Bits and just do little shorts out of them. Yeah. And that's got to be one. You just made a Bacon Bit today.
I don't normally let myself do that, but the audacity.
Rage is fleeting. Percolating lasts so much longer. It's like, ooh, the anticipation. I hope it lasts.
I
Fairchild. Okay. All right, moving on. Star Girl didn't even get a picture. Screw Star Girl. She didn't even get a picture.
Sarah Pazzini is
Sarah Pazzini. Cerise. Don't know that character.
They let
Agatha Harkness. I love
Agatha Harkness is weaker.
I like that they chose the young, beautiful Agatha Harkness and not the old bag Agatha Harkness.
There's okay. Jade?
You know what? These green women. I must have a thing for green women because I like the green women. Gamora, She-Hulk, Jade. Yeah, the green women are cool.
Okay, step for cuckoos.
Just keep moving. Bumblebee. There's another African American or a person of color.
She's got
in the mix. Venom. I love that sometimes they just take like whatever the character is and then put a she in front of it. That's a Marvel trope.
Oh yeah,
or put woman at the end.
They could have done Mary Jane, the symbiote queen. No.
Yeah, Madam Web.
Wait. Madam Web, a literal plane surfing super sorceress kind of character who manipulates fate itself, is supposedly weaker.
At 100. Not weaker. This is favorite.
Yeah,
she's people's.
Yeah,
less than that. Pixie is less popular than Madam Web. Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, is at 102, and people wondered why people was upset about the Hawkeye series because it was about Kate Bishop. It wasn't about Hawkeye.
I'll be right back.
That was the problem with that, right? And people are like, well, they don't like it because they don't like women characters. No, it's because of the women characters, Kate Bishop is at 102. Guys, she's at 102. Past Master Dan is more of a lemon lime kind of guy, but I don't know. I like the green woman. So past Hawkeye, we've got Copycat. Copycat's at 103. So we've got 103 for Hawkeye. And then, for Hawkeye, you know what I mean. Spitfire, 104. Husk is a cool character. Feral at 106. So my theory is these are probably going to be the characters that we are going to see come up in some of the newer movies and some of the newer TV shows. They're going to try to take these characters and show them off. And when they're not popular, they're going to be like, whoa, guys hate women characters. We don't hate them. We actually like. Armor is a cool character and should be way higher than 107 in my opinion. And the truth is, Past Master Dan says these women need more exposure. They really do. The ladies of X-Force are finally getting some love. Finally, yeah. X-Force is finally happening. Boom, boom. Agreed, yeah. So, yeah, Armor is a cool character. A very cool mutant. Should be on the screen. They should get more attention, in my opinion. Lana Lang, a cool character. Maybe 108 is a good place for her. We've got Thena. Isis. Probably problematic to use Isis these days, though, I think. Given, the whole war on terror and that kind of thing. Spider-Girl. 111.
Isis deserves better credit than that, but okay.
Yeah. But Spider-Girl. So, again, here we go. We got Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen. They just need a she-spider, and then we're all set.
I'm sure they have one.
Hit Girl. From the movie Kick-Ass. She's cool.
Oh, yeah.
She's a cool character. All right, so now we're finally getting into some stuff that's not big. We've got a couple things that weren't big, too. But now we've got some more that aren't big, too. Fury.
And I'm sorry, I lost my mind a little bit there about the audacity on the whole...
Hey, that's all right, because that was funny.
Okay.
Right, yes, so Fury.
Don't know what she's from, but I did.
No, but don't call her furry. That's a thing.
Oh, X-Force, Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow, Yelena Belova. So, Natasha's sister.
Well, Red Room, yeah.
Yeah, Red Room sister, yeah. So, yeah, hers Black Widow.
Oh, Madeline Pryor. Okay.
Madeline? Okay, Madeline Pryor. Not bad.
I could give some love to her. I'm just glad to see her on the list.
Cersei. Morgan Le Fay.
Okay. Wow.
Mockingbird. Dude, so here's what they're going to do.
Mockingbird deserves more love, too.
They're going to wind up taking some of these characters and trying to put them in the movies and stuff. And when people don't like them, they're going to be like... But here's the thing. I think if they take some of the lesser known, like Lady Deathstrike, I think people would like. I like Lady Deathstrike.
I would love to see.
She was very popular in the cartoon series and in the old Chris Claremont.
Yeah,
comics.
I'd love to see her just doing a Lady Deathstrike doing the sort of John Wick assassination of an organization, kind of.
Well, I like her story that that she's modified.
Yeah.
She's not immune. That's body modification.
Yeah.
Which fits into like today's culture, really. But she's body modification because Wolverine was her lover.
Yeah.
And yeah. So this is a vendetta. Like a scorned lover. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Colleen Wing. Very cool character.
I think those two were heroes for hire.
Yeah. Wonder Girl.
Moira McTaggart.
They had Wonder Girl. Yeah. Moira. Yeah, McTaggart. Okay. Vixen. The DC Universe.
I will lay money you're going to see more of Vixen because this is a great African black character.
Yeah.
And she just recently got either a series or an animated one-shot, which, guys, if you want to see what DC's doing the best, check out DC's animated movies. They're phenomenal.
Nocturne. She's cool. Star Sapphire.
Oh, no, that is
cool.
a horrible picture for a really neat character who, you want to talk mental illness, she was possessed by the queen, the spirit of the queen of I want to say all-female alien race. Really, really did some neat stuff because one of the Green Lanterns, it's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know she's Starfire.
Yeah.
Star Sapphire.
Yeah, Star Sapphire. Arrowette.
She was on Young Justice.
Yeah.
She was Green Arrow's assistant after Speedy. Speedy went Arsenal.
And here's a Vampirella. Again, a cosplayer. Not complaining.
Great character. I know why they probably went with the cosplayer for her, because it's
a little more
hard.
covered up. It's a little hard. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's what the she said thing. Cheetah again, could be a cool character, but not people don't like her. I think a lot of people don't.
Right.
I think she's not liked a lot because she was not very good in that Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman 84 or whatever. Lady Shiva, Superwoman, again a cosplayer there. Celine, Dazzler. We finally got Dazzler.
Wow,
my
at
gosh.
132, Dazzler. Somebody was asking about Dazzler.
Thor. All right, let's keep going. Liberty Bell.
Okay.
Rachel Summers. Blink. Here's a purple lady.
Blink's a neat character.
Hellcats made it at 137.
Songbird. Another
Namorita. 139. Have you seen what they're doing with is it Namor? Yes,
yeah.
Namor.
They made him look Mayan. I find that interesting.
Yeah. Maro is a pretty cool character. Got the bone spikes.
Yeah,
very cool.
Female Spike.
Stephanie
Brown.
Calypso. Let's see some names we recognize here.
Madam Mask. Madam Mask is a great character and was neatly when that alternate company did the Iron Man Armored Adventures. They retooled her in a really neat way.
So we got Black Cat again here, but a different Black Cat.
Yeah, there are a lot of Black Cats.
Thor Girl. All right, they got Thor Girl, and then they're trying to do Jane Foster Thor. And again, public perception as far as female characters go, 146. Squirrel Girl, you'd think would be more popular, but 147.
Again, I think she fell in the oversaturated. She was a neat character who got.
She was great as a. I think she was great as a. Squirrel Girl was great as a novelty character.
Yeah,
as a novelty. You know, when they started trying to take her serious, it was stupid. Saturn Queen,
Tank Girl. Tank Girl one. That is a horrible representation of Tank Girl.
It totally is, but Tank Girl is awesome. So there we go. That was that list. So I think my list. Wonder Woman's in there.
I saw a few of mine because I picked a few, obviously, that were a little mainstream to stay on the list, and of course, Caitlin Fairchild belongs up on my list. But
obviously, my list is mostly is mostly indie, I think, or lesser known books. She-Hulk is one of my favorites. I think Hulk is probably one of my favorite comic book characters. Second to Gambit, and so She-Hulk is up there. I really like her, and then, but Dave Brink, who was in the chat earlier, Dave Brink's character, Perfect 10, I really like. I really like Perfect 10, and then obviously I love my ladies. They're great.
Well, I mean, how can you not love, especially Chlorine and Ion? I mean, those two are. I would love to see you do like a one-shot, just a slice of life one-shot of Chlorine and Ion going somewhere. Possibly timed when she's still fairly new to being on their team. Because I think there's a lot of, like, between the lines story that could be told.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because Chlorine's the kind of person who has some trust issues with her background.
Yeah, absolutely.
Her saying, me and Ion are going on a road trip to have some girl time and talking, trying to talk out. You realize if you betray us, I'm
gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you. Yeah.
Gonna kill you. I'll choke you out.
You will breathe your last breath.
I will literally choke you out. I love Past Master Dances. Comics are booming. One of our special guests, feels similar about that.
Comics are awesome.
Comics are awesome. Well, dude, we've been going at this for 2 hours. I've had a lot of fun today. Talk about lady superhero characters, and I really do love it. Chlorine, sung to the tune of Jolene.
Chlorine,
Chlorine.
Don't take the breath away from my man.
Don't do it, because you can. Because you can. But yeah, I just want to remind everybody to check out that campaign that I got going on over on my website. It is, oh, that's my ranker link. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I've got the crowdfunding for the remaster of the, hey, right there it is. Thank you. Frog G got it already.
Oh, God, you are
Trade Day, paperback, man. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I've got a lot of work done. I've still got just a little bit of work left to do on putting that all together, but I'm finalizing the pages. You know what's going to be in there, and I'm going to have some pinup work in there, some extra stuff, so people get to see. And I'm going to talk about, have little blurbs about, who did it, why we were, went with what we were going for, and all that kind of stuff, and some character design, and yeah, some fun, just some fun things about it. It's gonna be great. So check that out. Trying to raise $500 for that. It's a group buy. As soon as we get the funds, and I get the lettering and stuff finished and everything tightened up and ready for print, I'm going to go ahead and get the first round of prints done so that we can get those out post haste, as says my AI announcer on the video. So yeah, check that out. I really do appreciate it. Always go to lukestonestudios.com and sign up for the mailing list. I do have a huge update coming out here soon. Here in a few days, I'm going to put out a massive update on all the projects that I'm working on, including Rift Riders. And we're going to be doing an Arrow Comics crowdfunding here soon, where you can where you get a bundle of what's new with Arrow Comics. So we're going to be doing that soon. Got a lot going on. Make sure to check out the Raging 2 Network. We're currently not on that anymore, just because, we're leaning more. We're going to start doing more ministry stuff here on this channel. Speaking of which, tonight, please like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. But tonight, we're going to be doing another episode of Christians Making Comics. Tonight, we're interviewing the guys at Starcross Comics, because they make comics for entertainment for everybody, but they do it with a little spin. There's a Christian worldview to it. I used to be one of these guys, and so I know a bit of what they're about. And I think it'd be cool for people to kind of hear their process and what it's like to try to make entertaining comics that anybody can pick up, but also stay firm to their worldview. Which is cool stuff. So I really hope you guys will check that out tonight. That's gonna be at 9 p.m. And so that's what I got going. Nick, what do you got going on?
Let's see. Today's Thursday, so tonight I run games at the library for the teenagers. Friday is my big broadcast day. I will be doing Nevermind the Furthermore from 10. Yeah, usually I go about an hour, so 10 to 11. I go over sometimes, but on the Nicholas Tucker channel. And then I will be doing the Historical Fencing Guild live stream, where we talk about fighting and swordsmanship and all the good stuff from 8 p.m. till about 9, get another hour. Next week, Wednesday of next week on Nevermind the Furthermore, I'll have Bonsert Vocal. He's going to... Yeah, he's a neat guy. He's going to be doing a coloring book for the Association of Ishtar. And nice. I wanted to get him before it launched so that I could talk to him about his reasoning, because I have a coloring book in the works as well. Nice. So it's neat to see somebody else doing... Well, when I find people we're on a parallel path, I like to discuss. And I've actually done a few in the past before I had a big online presence. I just self-printed them as a way of having something to sell to the little kids at the game conventions who weren't quite there for the major stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be my first guest on that show. So there's a lot going on. I'm almost done with The Simple Sword, so I should have a book out by the end, within the next month. And I have some other stuff I need to send around. So I'm excited. I have a lot going on.
Yeah, you really do. And you're doing great with the... everybody make sure to go over to check out Nick Tucker's channel. He's doing a great job. I mean, a fantastic job.
Thank you.
With Nevermind the Furthermore. really growing into that, dude. You're really getting like you seem a lot more comfortable in front of the camera now.
Yeah, I found it daunting because when I do something for me, it's just my legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but when I'm running a show that has that's got an 8-year history, basically, that Brian put behind it. A lot of people, it helped a lot of people, helped us. We wouldn't have gotten together if it wasn't for that program that Brian did. So I take that as a mantle of responsibility. And it weighed a bit for a while. I've also really had to upgrade kind of how I stream.
Yeah.
Because it's forced me to learn StreamYard and a bunch of other stuff. But it's slowly becoming the platform I want it to be, where I can promote different people who are, lots of very small people who aren't getting the leverage.
Yeah.
And it's creating, because I have a folder where everybody can send my ads, all the people, and they haven't figured it out yet. I have to talk about this on the show. I'll start it here, though. Who send me ads that I'm running, they have access to the ads. So if they want to run other people's ads on their shows, they should be able to just download them from that folder.
Oh, nice.
Because I would never set up something to underhandedly encourage cross promotion of friends, colleagues, and people I respect. I mean, that
ABP, always be promoting. And on this episode of ASMR Bacon.
Oh, well, we're on WNTF. Never mind the furthermore. Anyway, I get to play with my old radio voice tricks a little bit on that show. So if you're ever bored on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, hit me up on Never Mind the Furthermore on the Nicholas Tucker channel. And you find me Thursdays right here at the most important show.
Every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. EDT.
I roll out of bed, throw some food in my face, and wait for Luke to roll out of bed. And we make it. I
literally roll out of bed, grab a coffee, load up the StreamYard, and put on the pork pie.
Yep.
Yeah. I started wearing the pork pie, and I wear it all the time for this stream. I'll wear it for other streams too, but this stream, it doesn't feel like Nerd Bacon unless I've got it on.
Oh, so. Yeah. No, it's like my Hawaiian shirts. I've streamed 1 or 2 times since I started wearing Hawaiian shirts while I stream without it, and I just felt naked. It's part of the branding.
Yeah, it really is. But hey, I want to thank the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for the channel members. You guys are awesome. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this I guess consistently. We've been now 21, 22, 23 weeks doing this. We're going to keep doing it. It's going to be an every week thing. Hopefully there's not any moments when we have to run reruns, but
now,
even if we do, we do.
Coming up in April, I probably will miss. I might miss the show, and I will miss several. I'm just giving fair warning because I'll be going to a multi-day convention.
Yeah.
So there will be a slight gap in my broadcast. Yeah. But if I can get stuff set up, I may broadcast at lower resolution or whatever if I have the means.
I might be relocating. Not might be. I am definitely relocating. We're in the process of starting to pack now, and we don't know where we're moving yet. We're still trying to look for that opportunity, where that might end up, and where we might end up. So we're still working on that. But so the view behind me will change probably maybe a couple of times over the next couple months.
If anybody has good suggestions or if you feel moved that hey, Luke might want to check out living over here, or there's something that hits their skill set.
Yeah.
Now is a good time to manifest something cool for Luke.
Yeah, if you want a new neighbor, maybe get a hold of me. Say, hey, my town's great. Because really, it's one of those things that right now looks like we can just look at the map and say this is where we're going and decide to go there. It's that. I mean, right now it's that wide open.
You are more than welcome to come back to Indiana near me, but I'm not
moving to Kokomo. Not moving to Kokomo. No. Maybe Southern Indiana, but not.
Southern Indiana's a lot nicer.
Not going back to Kokomo. The reason why I'm not going back to Kokomo is because people are jerks there. They didn't used to be. My last visit there, I mean, everywhere I went, everybody was just mean. They were just nasty.
Yeah.
They're miserable there. I don't know what's going on. It's they're miserable.
It's the more urban you find, the more misery you find. I find.
Ugh, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I mean, we're Jacksonville, super urban. It's not that miserable. People aren't that miserable. I don't understand it, but so yeah, I'm not going to do that. But pretty wide open. But outside that, but yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for chatting with us. Thanks for being a part of it.
And thanks, Frog G, for joining up. And remember, folks, support Frog G's upcoming campaign, September 17th.
Definitely, yeah. We're gonna get Frog G on
Gods and Magic.
We're gonna get Frog G on one of the Nerdcasts. So we got Nerd Bacon, and now we got Nerd Cap, which is the Nerd Nightcap. I just shortened it to Nerd Cap.
So you can start your day and end your day with Luke Stone.
Right, yeah. So we're doing that. So I'm gonna have to have you on one of those shows, yeah, that'd be great. I got a new video gonna be dropping this weekend, so pretty excited about that. It's gonna be 3 tips to make a more dynamic panel.
Ooh,
yes. It's things that I always like. I'm always telling artists, like new artists in the comic book realm, like, the panels, they're not dynamic because of these 3 things. If you look at these 3 things, the whole thing will open up. And it's based on some of the rules of graphic design, which I think a lot of artists don't apply themselves or haven't learned those rules. And so I'm going to educate some people, and that video is going to drop this weekend. So
that's good. I'd love to hear your book list of suggestions sometimes. Until we get you to do now, folks. I would never bust my dear and beloved friend Luke, my brother over here, out like this. But I would like all of you who want Luke to do a book on how to do how to do a comic book, doing comics the Luke Stone way. I mean, if you would like to see that as something he did, let's start pressuring our good buddy Luke and sending him money.
Yeah.
So, like, if you super chat and tag, Luke make the book.
Yeah. Or drop a super thanks. Drop a super thanks on a video and say, Luke, make the book. I promise, if enough people want the book, and I can have the time to make the book, which the time to make the book is going to be if I can get the support to do this full time and not have to go back into, clock it in somewhere. So as long as I can build the support to be able to do comics, art, and ministry stuff full time, that's outside of the church building, then yeah, I'll make a book. I'll do it. I'll make a book. But you got to tell me. You got to tell me to make the book, and I will. Show me you want the book. Luke Stone's tablets on making comics. Yes. My eventually I'll put together my 10 commandments. It's probably more like 20. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So, all right. So anyway, good night, everybody. Good night. Good afternoon, everybody. Have a great day. And please, by all means, be careful out there.
Let's be careful out there. Let's be careful out there. We had a 187 at the 7-Eleven on the corner of 4th and Main. 2 Caucasians of the man persuasion put a bullet through the cashier's brain. Moving on, I see it 211, half a dozen 459, 2 W's a GTA, civil miscellaneous crime.